Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to another episode of Sondik and Mengel. New year, same us. It's been a long time. We've been on winter break. We're doing this on Zoom now. Granty, how we doing, man? It's been a long time.
Doing good. Yeah, it's been a while. You said New Year, same us, same bad sports teams, not in the playoffs once again, but we're still here to, break down Wildcard Weekend. A lot of great matchups. Wearing my Bears NFC North 2018 championship just to feel something. Can't complain, though. Got a lot of good football games this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So, super Wildcard Weekend because we got an extra playoff game. We got 2 today. We got 3 Sunday, and we got 1 on Monday night. Something I thought I'd never see. I think it's a great tactic. Gives us more days with football and less days without football, and no one's upset about that. So without further ado, let's get into it. First game today, the Raiders taking on Joe Shiesty in the jungle. Raiders Bengals. Granty, who you think comes out on top on this one?
I'm really excited for this game. These are two franchises who haven't won a playoff game in a combined 50 years, 31 and 19 years separately. Do the math, that's 50. So someone's going to be moving on who hasn't in a long time. We've seen the Bengals with Andy Dalton there. They continuously got to the playoffs, couldn't get over the hump. And the Raiders, they haven't been there since that one season when Derek Carr, MVP candidate, gets hurt. Why is he out there? Who knows? And then, they go and lose in the playoffs because they've got
Connor Cook's
Never
forget that.
Never had a chance there. So these are two teams both really hungry to get a win. Interim coach trying to get a job with the Raiders. Joe Burrow trying to prove himself as a top 10 QB. As much as I want to go with the underdog and the feel-good story that is the Raiders, I've got to take the Bengals just because of how unreal Joe Burrow is in clutch moments. I saw a stat the other day that in must-win games over the last few years, which includes his time at LSU, he's 6-0 with 27 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
That's pretty unreal. No picks. I think you're gonna know. I think you can predict my pick. I gotta roll with the Raiders. It's a bit of a homer pick, but the momentum and the lack of confidence the rest of the world's had in them. I mean, the last couple games, no one thought they'd beat the Colts. They beat the Colts. Most of America thought Justin Herbert is gonna lead the Chargers into Vegas and into the playoffs. And while people wanted a tie and Steelers fans were on the edge of their seat, that was epic. That was the best thing ever. I just got to roll with Derek Carr. He's been waiting for this moment, I think, ever since he went down and wasn't able to play last playoffs. And Josh Jacobs had the best game of the season last week. Granted, the Chargers' run defense is pretty Swiss. There's that. But I don't know, something about Carr and Renfro. Renfro's a big game player also. We're talking about college legacies. I mean, he beat Alabama last second with Watson. So I got to roll with the Raiders, and also because they're the king of winning close games. Each of the last 4 weeks when they've won out, been 4 points or less. So Daniel Carlson also is one of the best kickers in the postseason.
That's right.
Hope I didn't just mush him there, but guys automatic in Vegas, and I know it's not Vegas, but he's been great all year, and I don't know. Something about the whole country probably wants the Bengals to win besides Raiders fans, because how can you not? Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, they've been so bad. They haven't won a playoff game in 31 years, like you said. So I think the Raiders can squeak it out here. I'm just going to ride the momentum, and I think they're going to be tired, but I think that's going to be translated into adrenaline, and I can't bet against Carr, man. That's the man. He's been waiting for this moment ever since he got into the league.
You're right. The Raiders have been playing playoff games for the last 3 or 4 weeks, basically. So they're either gonna be ready for this and it's gonna help them, or they're just gonna be exhausted and kind of fizz out eventually. Because you can only win so many of these games in a row, and you have to.
That's true. Oh, that's true. They're like the inverse Vikings. I mean, take it from the Vikings. The Vikings would have killed for a stretch like this, but regardless, we're talking about playoff teams here.
So we'll head out to Buffalo for what's going to be a pretty cold one, around 4 or 5 degrees at kickoff. It sounds like AFC East clash. The new top dog there, the Bills, with Bill Belichick and co. coming to town. Last time they were there in the regular season, they threw the ball 3 times and walked away with a win. the Bills did right the ship and beat them at Foxborough in their place. How do you see this one going down tonight?
I'm gonna be. I didn't like this. Like I know I wanted to see this matchup again, but at the same time, the way the Patriots won last time like has me like frazzled because the Bills have the better team. I truly believe that. Like the Patriots run game is very, very elite. They have the best coach ever. They have a really good defense, but I think overall, I think Josh Allen and the Bills offense like gives them the edge. So I'm gonna roll with the Bills. I don't love it. I really like this game. People that are picking and betting loads of money on this game are psychos because, like you said, freezing weather. Bill Belichick. It's a divisional like matchup in the playoffs, round 3. Of course, it had to be round 3. The way the first 2 matchups went with these teams, and I'm just gonna rely on the Bills getting to Mac Jones and making him throw the ball more than 3 times because I don't think. And if it happens again, it happens again. But I don't think he can throw it 3 times and they'll win again. Like I think the Bills are they're gonna have to stack the box. I think they have to, and I just you gotta trust Josh Allen and trust the expectations that were put on the Bills the whole year going into the season. Most people had them. A lot of people had them winning it all. A lot of people had Josh Allen winning MVP. That didn't happen, but I just gotta trust the Bills here. I think it's super close. I think it's gonna come down to in the fourth quarter to see which defense can make a stop. But I gotta trust Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs and company. I hate it, and I hate picking against the Patriots because we've seen what they've done in the playoffs. But I don't know. I think the Bills force Mac Jones to beat them, and I don't think he does yet. The Patriots will be back though, so this doesn't matter. It's going to be the first story of, oh, remember when Mac Jones couldn't win a playoff game? Now they're winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl. So whatever.
Yeah,
the Patriots they're spoiled. I don't care.
I've got to lean Buffalo, but boy, is it scary. Betting against Bill Belichick in a third game against the same team in a season. It's a team he also sees twice a season that he knows so well at this point. If anyone can concoct a plan to stop Josh Allen, to stop this Bills offense, it's Belichick. If anyone can figure out how to let Mac Jones throw the ball 5 times and win this game, it's Belichick. So I'm going to go with the Bills. Like you said, they're the more talented team. They've got loads of talent on offense. The defense has been a little shaky, but last few weeks it's started to look a little bit better. Leslie Frazier doing a really fine job there. Head coaching candidate now, him and Dabble, both. That's one thing I am worried about. The coordinators, they've got interviews on Sunday. Are they going to be focused on that versus the game? I mean, we'll see where their priorities are at. But the Bills are the more talented team here. They're at home. Josh Allen, not a great cold weather player. Maybe they should build a dome there in Buffalo. I don't know. But they are the more talented team. I'm going to take Buffalo.
I bet the Bills saw this matchup and they were like, of course. Like, of course it had to be them. They had to come to our place. Great job of the NFL putting this game when they did because, like, come on. It had to be pitch black, freezing cold, just the way Buffalo fans drew it up. So, God, great matchups we got going on today. So we'll shift to tomorrow.
Bills Mafia is going to be out and about, slamming on tables, doing their usual thing. It's going to be a great atmosphere. But yeah, switching to tomorrow, the NFC kind of takes over for the earlier part of the day. Eagles going down to Tampa Bay. I feel like we don't have to say too much about this one, but what do you got here?
So I think Tampa wins. I don't think it's a blowout. I really don't. I'm only saying that because A, Tampa's not that healthy, and B, I think the Eagles run. Like, I know the Bucs defense strength is run, but the Eagles have been running over teams all year. I mean, they're the best rushing offense in the league, lead the league in touchdowns, I'm pretty sure. And they're getting Miles Sanders back, which is big. I know his production's been iffy because he's been in and out with injury, but I think it's closer than people think. And obviously it'd be hilarious if the Eagles like took down Brady, like different team for Brady. That'd be awesome. They gotta give Foles a call, see what he's doing. But no, I think the Bucs are the better team. I mean, they have the best quarterback of all time. They still have Mike Evans. They still have Gronkowski. Their defense is, like I said, the run defense is their strength. And it's going to be kind of windy also. So Tampa might have to learn how to run the ball as well with Fournette and Jones. I don't know, like the health of Fournette, and like I never know. I mean,
yeah, well, you know
he's
what
been a wild card forever.
You know what they call him? It's playoff Lenny for a reason. So
stop it, man. Ugh. But yeah, no. Like all jokes aside, I think Tampa comes out on top. I think the Eagles cover. I do. I know 9 points, but I think they can find a way. I think if they run the ball and have long drives and keep Tom Brady off the field, that's their best chance to win. And that's what their game plan's going to be. I don't think they're going to want Jalen Hurts to want to air it out. That's not the kind of team they are, So I got the Bucs, but I think it's closer than people are making it out to be.
This team is loaded in the backfield, honestly. Hurts' legs are dynamic. Then you've got Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Jordan Howard. All these guys are they're very solid running backs. So they can cycle them in and out. No one's going to get 30 carries a game because they're all going to get 10 maybe. And they can wear this defense down a little bit if they stay committed to the run and if they don't get behind by 2 touchdowns early on, I think. The last time these two teams played this season was a Thursday night. Bucs won 28-22. Closer than most people thought. The Bucs had to get a stop late in the game to get the ball back to run it out. In Tampa here, weather should be at least warm. Brady likes that. I think that the Bucs do win this game. But I do think the Eagles will keep it closer than most people think. Their defense has been playing well. And, hey, credit to the Eagles. A lot of people had them finishing as one of the worst 4 or 5 teams in the league this year. And here they are in the playoffs. They've done a fantastic job with this roster.
Yeah, I mean, moving on from Carson Wentz, there kind of was a lot of question marks. When the Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz debate was going on, I just had a feeling we saw with Carson Wentz last week and he laid a stinker. The Eagles won that trade. Even if they lose this game, they got a first rounder, they shedded contract, and they got a quarterback who's better than the guy they traded away. So Eagles, they're playing with house money. Tampa is the defending champs. They have Tom Brady. They're on the road. But, yeah, I think they've done a phenomenal job, and credit to Nick Sirianni and company. All props to them.
Moving on to the afternoon game tomorrow. 2 historic franchises, Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G and co. coming into Big D to face off with Dak. A lot of pressure on both these quarterbacks here. Dak's he hasn't proven himself to be able to move this Cowboys team in the playoffs. Jimmy G's got Trey Lance right behind him in that rearview mirror. And you know what they say, objects are closer than they appear. So a lot of pressure on both these teams to have success in this playoffs. What's going down in Big D?
So I think watching the Niners last week, it was pretty crazy because they went down 17-zip pretty quick. And I was checking the Saints score, and I was like, all right, the Falcons mailed it in. The Saints were going to win that game. So I was like, wow, the Niners are really going to be one of the best teams I've seen to miss the playoffs. And then as much as we've hated on him, Jimmy G stepped up. I mean, granted, Deebo Samuel threw a touchdown pass. So credit to, he's a freak. I've never seen guys. He's going to catch a touchdown, throw a touchdown, and rush one in the same game.
I wonder what the odds on that would be.
Insane. But all jokes aside, I got to credit Jimmy G. I mean, he's been a good clutch quarterback this year. He really has. And I don't know. I got to roll with the Niners. I know it's a popular underdog pick, and the 6-3 matchup, the 3 seed hasn't won since the Jags, which that shows you how long it's been. And I think the Niners defense is it's elite. And they've had a lot of playoff experience. I mean, they almost won the bowl a couple years ago. I think the Niners get it done. The Cowboys offense, it's on paper, it's amazing, but it has stretches where it looks terrible. They can't move the ball downfield. Zeke can't get anything going in the backfield. And I think the Niners, I feel like Trey Lance is going to make an appearance and do something. I feel it. I feel like he's not going to be sitting on the bench all game. I think they're going to put him in there in a goal-to-go situation or a trick play or whatnot. Because Shanahan's always got something up his sleeve. So I got the Niners. As much as the Cowboys have looked awesome at some points this year, they've had stinkers. And if you lay a stinker in the playoffs, especially against a Niners team that is super resilient, has been there before, and Jimmy G, like you said, there's pressure on him. He has something to prove. He wants to have at least a job next year. It may not be with the Niners, but he wants to be a starting quarterback in this league, and I think they get it done. As much as I've hated on him in the past, I think they're the better team, top to bottom.
I'm on the same page. We are known Jimmy G doubters, but this team is really good besides him. The defense is awesome. You put me in the San Fran backfield, I'll go for 80 yards and a touchdown. That's just how good their line
Debate we've had.
is.
We've talked about it a lot. Yeah, exactly.
It's unreal. The team built around him. Debo, Ayuk is an explosive wide receiver duo. George Kittle's a monster out there. All the weapons are in place. And like we said last week, they're down 17-0. The resiliency. They're on the road in LA. Now they're going on the road to Dallas. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere. Cowboys fans are going to be revved up and ready to go. But the 49ers are the better team here. The Cowboys may have the better record, 12-5, great season. But how many of those wins come against the Giants, the football team, and the Eagles? That's 5 or 6 wins. That's half their wins right there. They don't beat enough real teams, whereas the 49ers out there in the NFC West having to go through that bloodbath of Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks to get to 10 wins there, they're the better team here.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to how being in good divisions, like, it pays. Like, in the regular season, you're like, oh, this is terrible. Like, there's no easy wins. But you get to the playoffs and you're playing playoff teams. There's no more of the Jake Fromm, Mike Glennons. There's no more of them. Like, there just isn't. So the Cowboys, I feel like they always do this, and I don't know. The offense should just be more effective than it is. They have stars across the board, and they lost Michael Gallup to the ACL, so that plays a role. But, I mean, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke, Tony Pollard, Dalton Schultz, a really good tight end, and Dak Prescott, who they tore up the Eagles last week. Granted, it was their backups. And I don't know. Can they do that back-to-back weeks? I really don't think so. I got to trust the Niners here. As crazy as it is, it's Jimmy G to the next round. I'm feeling it. It's in the air.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. We'll head out to Kansas City and how Big Ben in his last ride gets a chance to dance thanks to the Raiders letting him into the playoffs there. Says they have no chance. What do you think?
I don't think they have no chance. I really don't, because, yes, the Chiefs have looked amazing in the second half of the season. They only lost one time. That was to the Bengals in that crazy game. Jamar Chase turned into a superhero. But I think that mentality is the reason why they can keep it close for at least a little bit of this game. The Chiefs are a little banged up. Tyreek Hill's a little banged up. And the nothing to lose mentality, I feel like the Chiefs have everything to lose. Like, if they don't win this game, like, it's going to be, the internet's going to explode. Big Ben's going to be, they're going to be like, one more year. But I think the Chiefs win, obviously. It would be awesome to see the Steelers win, but the Chiefs, I think, just have too much. The Steelers offense can't keep up. The only way the Steelers could possibly win is if, I don't even know, a low-scoring game, obviously. TJ Watt makes his presence felt, has the game of his life. They make Mahomes throw a pick, which is very possible. I mean, he's prone to throw picks. He's had a lot this year. More on the front half of the year. He's figured it out a little bit, but he likes to chuck it. And Minkah Fitzpatrick patrolling out there, and they put enough pressure on him. He makes a bad throw, and this game could flip in favor of the Steelers. But I think the Chiefs win. I would be really shocked. I think the whole world would be shocked. I think Big Ben's retirement party is an Arrowhead. But credit to them. Credit to Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches of all time. They don't have a losing season. He doesn't care. I mean, man, I heard rumors. I don't know if he's going to, but Juju is practicing, which is interesting because that adds a whole new dynamic to the offense, because Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris, you had another weapon. And the Chiefs defense, we've seen them stink. We've seen it. It's possible. So I think the Chiefs win. But, God, it would be hilarious if the Steelers could somehow pull this off. I just think the Chiefs' offense is too much.
Yeah, Steelers were here, 3 or 4 weeks ago maybe, and they lost by 26. It wasn't even close. But it's playoff football. The pressure changes. Big Ben's been here before. He's been a big-time playoff player throughout his history. Can he turn back the clock once just to give us another electric moment? I say no. I think the Chiefs win this game. But I do think it's going to be a little closer. I think they're going to make them sweat a little bit, especially first half. Maybe if they're tied going into the half, and then the Chiefs win by 10 in the second half or something like that. But because Mahomes is special and he's going to do what he does best, and that's win football games and throw touchdowns. But you're right. TJ Watt, he's lurking. He's a game breaker. Strip sack fumbles anytime. Minka Fitzpatrick will be trying to undercut routes, pick things off, and take them to the house because these guys know that their offense can't keep up. They're going to have to take those chances, try and make the big plays, and flip the script, put some points on the board themselves. On the other hand, that does work for Patrick Mahomes because if he gives a pump fake, Minka jumps, you've got Tyreek Hill 40 yards down the field, wide open. Could happen a few times today. So I'm going to go Chiefs. Closer than people think, though.
I just want to see Chiefs up like 4, Big Ben with the ball, 2 minutes left.
Just one.
Just,
give us one.
If he throws a pick or he gets sacked, like whatever, just give me that chance because I was watching last week and I just knew they were going to win. Like it was crazy because despite all the criticism he's taken and how he's washed, and he's very washed. Like compared to what he used to be, that's not it's an insult to him now. But I think it's a compliment to his career and how amazing he's been and how he just finds a way to win. But it was 4th and 8 in overtime, and I was just like, they're gonna get this. Like he's gonna underthrow the crap out of the ball, but it's gonna somehow be a first down, and they did it. And credit to them, they got the Raiders and Jaguars. Like they got them here for a reason. I don't want to see a blowout. Like there's got to be a rhyme or reason to why they got in. There's got to be a reason. I don't care that the Chiefs they have the best. Like I don't care. I want to see a close game. I do just for Big Ben. Steelers Nation, I mean, they went through it all this year, so.
Yeah, one last time, turn back the clock. We'll see what he gives us. It's gonna be fun to watch that game either way. I'm excited for it. So we'll head into the final game of Wildcard Weekend, turning over the week into Monday on a work night. We've got playoff football. Cardinals, who were vying for the 1 seed for a while, don't even win their division, now have to go to LA, division rivals, the Rams. Kyler Murray, first playoff experience. Matt Stafford, 0-3 in the playoffs with the Lions. It's crazy that he got them there 3 times even. But now with the Rams, they built this roster up. They expect to win the Super Bowl right here, right now. Who wins this game?
I'm going to be bold. I got Arizona. I don't really have a great reason for it other than the fact that I was watching the game last week with the Rams, and they were in overtime. And I was like, this game is ending with a Matthew Stafford interception. Like I knew it was, and I want him to win. Like I don't want to sound like I'm rooting against Matt Stafford because like hell of a player, deserved a lot better in Detroit. Now he's getting it in LA. But I feel as if I don't know. Like the Rams, their second half performance last week, it just scared me. I think Kyler Murray. I think he's a big game. We talk about big game players in college. It's kind of a theme this weekend of guys we just come out of college. And I got to trust in Kyler Murray. I know Hopkins is not healthy. Like, I get it. But I don't know. Something about me tells me this is a trap for the Rams. The Cardinals are better on the road than they are at home. I mean, the Cardinals beat them in LA when they played this year. It's similar to the Patriots and Bills. Weird how that worked. And there's no really rhyme or reason to this pick. I don't know. I might look like an idiot. The Rams might win by 20. They should. I think they should. Because they have Jalen Ramsey, they have Aaron Donald, they have Von Miller, which I forget that happened. That's crazy. And they have the receiver, the best receiver in football in terms of stats this year. The guy won the Triple Crown, Cooper Kupp. And all signs point to the Rams winning. That's why I got to roll with the Cardinals. It sounds bizarre. I don't know. Just a gut feeling. Everyone's doubting Kyler. Everyone thinks that he's too short. And yeah, like, I get it. They looked bad last week. The defense got torched by a Russell Wilson team that had nothing to play for. But I got to roll with the Cardinals. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why I think that, but.
For me, this is a legacy game for Matthew Stafford. 0-3 in the playoffs. You come here, all the expectations in the world. Because no one in Detroit, I mean, yes, he was the number 1 overall pick, but once they saw how bad that team was and how poorly the organization was run, no one had the expectations. Everyone just said, oh, Matt Stafford puts up stats, great quarterback. They never expected him to win. Now he's expected to win. And this is his first chance to prove he can be a winner. It's a lot of pressure to be having this playoff game at home, Monday night, standalone. It's a lot of pressure on Stafford, which we haven't seen him in these pressure kind of situations much. That being said, I'm going to take the Rams. With the Cardinals not being fully healthy, I want to say, DeAndre Hopkins has been out for a little while. I don't know if he's playing or not. I haven't heard anything on that yet. James Conner's been banged up the last few weeks too. And the offense has been kind of struggling. They kind of fell apart in the second half, because they didn't have Hopkins and Connors has been playing less. So that makes a lot of sense. The defense hasn't been great the last few weeks either. Are they better on the road than at home? Yes. But when you get into a playoff atmosphere, that's not just a road game. That's kicked up another notch. And I think Matt Stafford is going to go out there and he's going to put up a good performance. Sean McVay is going to concoct a great game plan, great offensive mind. When you got Kupp, Beckham, Van Jefferson, Higbee, they've got the weapons. Michelle and Akers back in the backfield. There's a lot of weapons on this Rams team, and I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to stop them enough, even though their offense can put up points too. But I'm going to take the Rams and say Matthew Stafford can take a little bit of a deep breath after winning this game.
Crazy the whole Cam Akers thing. Guy tore his Achilles 5 months ago. And he's like, all right, I'm back. Excuse me? That's kind of crazy.
Don't know how that works.
But yeah, no, I think you're right about Stafford. A lot is on the line. I think that obviously this team has a chance to win the Super Bowl. They have a great roster. They're well coached. Totally understand that. But the first step is winning this game. And I kind of think the Cardinals are playing with, I think we're talking about house money. I know they're a 5, and they blew, I think they're playing with house money. I think everyone's all right, second half of the season, Cardinals. Like you said, they were the 1 seed. They were the last undefeated team, if I have that right, before the AJ Green looked the other way. And, I also love the whole AJ Green, Jalen Ramsey get to match up again because
that's right.
That fight was one of the best things I've ever seen. So maybe they get into it again. That'd be awesome. But yeah, the Rams have the weapons, and they're the better team on paper. They're more healthy. I mean, obviously Robert Woods going down a couple weeks ago, but Odell Beckham's a pretty good replacement. I mean, they freed him, and he's pretty good. I don't think Pops is going to be putting those videos out there. I mean, who knows? Stafford misses him a couple times, I'm gonna have to check YouTube after the game.
Put him on the hot seat, yeah. Oh
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, this is everything for Stafford. If he loses, I just don't. He's going to be remembered for this game because they'd be like, all right, they got him out of Detroit. He's on a loaded roster with the best receiving season I've seen in a long time, with the top best corner in the league, one of the best pass rushers in the league, Von Miller. This is his chance. This is his chance to cement himself.
Never. This game will define how people look at Matt Stafford's career. Either as just a big arm who puts up stats, or a guy who was a great quarterback who can go out there and win. And it's not just this week. Obviously, he'd have to win next week and stuff like that too. But this is the start. You got to win this one to win the next one. So
exactly. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a really fun weekend of football. Really excited to see it. And then next week we'll run it up again with a few new teams, including your favorite, the Tennessee Titans, and my favorite, the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, God. We're living in a terrible reality where that's the case.
Been living in this reality for far too long. But unfortunately, we're out of time for today. Like I said, we'll be back next week. We'll break down the divisional round. Hopefully, our picks go well. We'll see you next week.
And as always, folks, let's ride.